Welcome to She Said What. I'm Haley Jackman, and this podcast is your group chat on speaker. And I'm not muting shit. Not everything fits into TikTok, so here we are. Welcome back to another episode of She Said What with Haley Jackman. Today we're going to be talking about how I've made 6 figures as an 18-year-old content creator just off of social media here in Canada. So one of the really popular and most asked question that I get is, how do you make money if you don't have a creator fund? How do you become an influencer in a small town? How do you force yourself to post? How do you end up getting PR and brand deals? And today we're going to talk about all of that. I feel like I have been pretty lucky to work with some of my dream brands, a lot of my dream brands actually, and it has become my full-time job. And I kind of feel like it has been for over a year now, especially where it is very consistent. And I was consistently posting, and it was pretty much my whole job that I didn't have to work outside of social media, if that makes sense. So starting off, by no means am I bragging. By no means am I rubbing this in anyone's face. I am super grateful, but I am also very aware that I worked for this. I have put so much time and effort into what I do, and this money doesn't just fall from trees into my hand. So I do work for it. I do consider this my job, and I take it as serious as my full-time job, if that makes sense. I put a lot of effort into it. So this is your sign that you can be an influencer too. I feel like that is my keynote here, is being an influencer and creating content is a choice. It's not one of those things that you have to just be lucky that you got chose, you won a lottery ticket, whatnot. You genuinely can build your platform from zero to thousands to millions, and that is your choice. If you put in the time and effort, I promise you, you will eventually see growth. I obviously didn't start off with 85,000 people following me. It took time, and I put a lot of time and effort into it. So that is one of my key points here, is I just want people to know that this is available to anybody. Anybody can do this. If you want to do this job you can do. If you have TikTok, if you have Instagram, those are my 2 favorite platforms, and you could start anywhere if you have those apps. You could post lip syncing TikToks. You can post relatable content. You could post talking videos, makeup videos, hair videos, sport videos, literally anything you want. It is a choice. I promise you that being an influencer is a choice. And if you want to do it, fucking start. Start fucking posting. It is the best decision you will ever do. It is definitely better than any part-time job I've ever had. So, yeah, let's get into it. Got my iPad here again. This is going to probably be in most episodes because I write down every single exact detail and piece I want to touch on, right? So it's easier for me to keep track when I do it like that. Okay, starting off in Canada, we do not have a creator fund, and that is obviously a key part that we are missing. In the US, they can make money. I think it's $1. I'm assuming it's something like that. I don't actually know. I'm not even going to say because I don't know, but I think it's something along that for the amount of views. But I make all of my money through brand deals. That is where I get paid. That is how I have made this into my full-time job. I have worked with brands like Dove, Sport Check, Bloom, Innisfree, lots of big brands, Laneige, and I've been super lucky to work with these brands. I do still accept gifted collaborations with brands I really want to be get gifted from, A lot of people don't do that, but I love my Addicted and Princess Polly shit. So that's not paid. They just send you products. For example, they'll send you $500 or they give you a $500 budget. You pick out clothes, you send them the links and the sizes, they ship it over to you, and normally it's 3 videos, 2 videos that they want you to do. So without the creator fund, I only make money off of my brand deals. Brand deals, my manager negotiates all of them for me, which I'll get into that later in this video. And I've been super grateful for that. I used to navigate all of them by myself. Starting off when I had about 10K and under, I would charge $100, $200, but you could be making 1,000 at that. And I never knew that. I eventually learned that, but at the time I had no idea. $100 for a TikTok was a fucking steal. And that was the way I looked at it. $100 for 15-second TikTok. I was thrilled. I was like, this is amazing, right? At the time I was working at a hockey shop, kind of skate sharpening. It's called Source for Sports. Amazing job. I really liked it. I also worked at NTR, which is another hockey place. I worked at Avenue as a hostess, which is a restaurant. I worked as like an intern at Tiger Shark. So yeah, just a bunch of different things. I don't know. But $100 for one TikTok, I was like, what the fuck? Abso-fucking-lutely. I was thrilled. I was happy with that, right? But I had no idea the amount of money behind posts and social media and what posts were worth. So when you're posting, I find to grow your following, it starts with posting consistently. And I always tell people that, but posting 1 to 3 times a day when you are first beginning is not embarrassing. It is the best thing you could do for yourself. I still will post 1 to 2 times every single day. I want to start posting more. I follow this girl. Her name is Hope. Love her content. We actually are mutuals on TikTok. I love her. I never have spoken to her, but I love her content. And she posts like 5 times a day. And honestly, her videos do amazing. She has a lot of followers. And I feel like that was kind of my motivation to start posting a little more. She influenced me, and I think she does an amazing job. It is definitely something I am considering to start doing more and pushing myself to. My problem is just making the content. I'm bad at just making like stupid videos that are like, word talking, whatever, right? I just never know what to talk about, and I'm trying to be better with that. So posting consistently is my number one. That is my number one key point. It could be anything. It could be voiceovers. It could be talking. It could be a little today's makeup slide, right? Literally anything. My dream iced coffee. You hold your dream iced coffee up. Like, this is the best iced coffee I've ever had. The dumbest stuff sometimes go viral. The stuff that I think is going to do well can flop all the time. It does flop. And I will post like the most absurd last minute, click on the post button for no reason, get off TikTok. Next thing you know, it's blown up. I went to the bar and I had a fake ID. Yes, guys, I did at one point. And I made a TikTok talking about having a fake ID because my fake ID got taken because the guy knew me. And I posted a TikTok like yelling at my phone. It was the most absurd TikTok. I should have never posted it, but I did. And the next morning I woke up at 1.6 million views. I was like, what the fuck? Of me just crashing out because it was so embarrassing. I don't care what anyone says. Getting kicked out or like not getting into a bar is like one of my biggest fears, and was just like something that was just very, very, very humbling. So that was one of my little humbling moments. I didn't love it, but shit happens, right? What can I say? It definitely was not my prime moment, but you can get lucky. And posting TikToks is literally like getting a lottery ticket. I've seen this all over my For You page. It is. Every time you post, you have the opportunity of being that next big thing. You have the opportunity of being that next famous influencer. You have the next thing of being like, literally anything can happen. Anything could happen once you post that video. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm looking. Talking videos do really well. Let me repeat. Talking videos do very, very well. You might think it's embarrassing. You might think every single person in your hometown is judging you. Everyone you know is judging you. I think, preferably, talking videos do the best. When I post talking videos, I find people are a lot more engaged. People are a lot more interested. And that might be just me, but I think they do really well. And this is kind of your sign to just push that next step. If you are starting your content journey, your influencer journey, post a little talking video. It's okay. And once you do it once or twice, you'll realize that it's like super easy, chill, and you won't like care as much about what people think. Once you get the first 3 over, it becomes a lot more casual. You don't care as much. And that was something I feel like I had to learn. Another thing is it is okay to be nervous, and being nervous is very normal. In fact, I would get so anxious and nervous about social media that it brought out my narcolepsy and my cataplexy attacks the most. For those that don't know, I have narcolepsy. It's a sleeping disorder condition. I sleep consistently. I sleep all the time. I nap all the time. I get super tired. And I also have this cataplexy attacks that come with narcolepsy. Not everyone has them, but I do. And it's where you lose all muscle tone and control in your body when you laugh or feel any high emotions. And when I would see people in public that knew me, I would sometimes have very bad cataplexy attacks. I would just get like super nervous, knees would buckle. It would be so awkward. But I promise if you don't have a condition like that it might still happen where you will be nervous. And that's just one of those things that has happened to me when I get nervous. But it is very normal. I have been posting for 2 years and I still get nervous sometimes to post a TikTok, right? So promise it gets better. But it's okay. Like, it's totally okay to be uncomfortable with what you post and like feel nervous and be like, oh shit, maybe I should have kept that in the draft. But like I said, every time you post is a lottery ticket. So that's what I tell myself. That's what makes me like post consistently. Looking at my iPad's so awkward. I don't ever even know, like, ew. Okay, sorry. I'm like trying to make sure I don't like miss anything, but it's like so awkward. I feel like you guys are just looking like this bitch doesn't know what she's talking about, but I just like want to make sure I hit the key points that you guys ask me, right? Like, I go through my comments, I'm looking for shit that you guys want me to talk about, and still learning. It's only my second episode, right? Eventually I'll be better at it, hopefully. I don't know. Sometimes I just like cringe myself out a little bit. Okay. I already mentioned that anybody could be an influencer. Being an influencer is anybody's choice. Like, literally anyone could do it. You could start at 0, you can go to 100, right? Every process goes through the process to get progress. But it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but everybody can do it. I don't know if that makes sense, but you have to be able to like kind of take it. And if you cannot take the heat, if you cannot take the hate comments, if you cannot take the fact that you could literally get canceled for like spelling fuck wrong or something, then don't do it. Because it actually does kind of take a toll on you, and it's something that you just have to have a backbone. And if you don't have that, I feel like it's really, really hard. I have pushed myself to the point where I don't even really look at my comments ever. Even when shit is hitting the fan, it's just like through one ear, out the other. You know, I feel like a lot of people have gotten canceled before, and it's just like, time will heal, right? So anybody can do this, and just like be prepared that it's not going to be all butterflies and roses. And I feel like everyone I've ever talked to has said that, because it's just true. Like, anything could happen, right? And you get opinions of people that you don't know, fake accounts, people that you don't per se like. Everybody can give their opinion once you start posting consistently, because they kind of know what's going on in your life, right? I mentioned if you can't block out the haters, then don't do it. And I just like hope that comes across in like the most positive possible way I could, because you hear about like those horror situations where influencers kill themselves or take their own lives. And if you feel like you actually genuinely are not in a place to take what other people are going to say, just protect your own peace a little bit. Even if you do have a platform, that's something I have gotten really good at, because I won't post something really triggering until it is so beyond a point where if someone said something that would hurt my feelings, I just wouldn't care. In the moment when shit is happening and it is high pressure, high drama, my cortisol's high, I'm angry, is when I will like say things or post something that I regret or come for somebody that I'm just like, wow, time will heal. It doesn't really matter. And that's the way I've always had to look at it. If you can't look at it from that perspective, you'll get yourself in the ring and in like shitty situations a lot more. Just being able to like push it off and like tell yourself like it gets better. Time heals, time heals. So I tell myself when things are going wrong, I'm just like, time heals. It gets better, I promise. Because I don't know how to react sometimes in situations, so I just say nothing at all. The truth also doesn't need defending. If I don't think something is right, it's okay to just not say anything because you know what's right. Do you know what I mean? If you've ever gotten accused of something, like I've gotten accused of shit all the time and I'm just like, okay, like whatever. I don't know. Some things happen like where it's just like not that deep and I'm just like, whatever. Shit happens. It's totally fine. It'll blow over, like, bye. After a week, no one will care, right? So, now back to, I just said getting. One thing I need to learn is how to, like, rotate into a new subject better, because I'm not really good at that. Based off of what I just talked about, I want to go back to the income part of TikTok and how I've made money off of TikTok and not just the other bits and pieces that come with it. Brands like confidence. Brands like engagement. It doesn't matter about followers. If your account is getting engagement, your account is going to do good. When I get hate comments, it's the best thing I could ask for on my page because the engagement is so beyond. My engagement is insane. Like, I'm working with some of the best brands right now because my engagement is so good. Like, so good. Because people are always shitting on me in my comments, and it's just like how many people are liking, commenting on your shit, right? Good, bad, any press is good press. That's the way you have to look at it. Any press is good press in this industry, especially with the way TikTok is right now, because brands aren't looking for however many followers, as long as your engagement is good. You know what I mean? They love little influencers. They also love big influencers. They are looking for everything. So it always gives you the opportunity to apply. Some apps that I used growing my platform from now to what it was. Starting off, the first app I ever really used was an app called Kale. Kale is an app that they pay you about $20 to $40 if you claim a challenge and then promote their products. So you can claim a product. For example, True Fruit used to be a really big product on this app, which if you've been following me for a while, I posted True Fruit for a while. Number one, True Fruit gas. So good. You can get it at any grocery store. I love that shit. But I was doing it to make money. Obviously, that was how I tried it. And it was just so good. I was like, this is literally perfect. Everyone started buying it. It was really good. I made quite a bit of money at the time. I was making about $100, $150, $200 a week just by claiming shit. The only downfall is that you have to buy your own products. For example, if you claim something that is a pop, you go buy the pop, you post it, right? Depending on your followers, depending on the video does, then it decides how much money you get paid. I don't know what the minimum is, and I also don't know what the maximum is, but that is what it's based off of. That was one of my favorite apps. I still will use that if I feel like I need a little bit of extra money or I'm trying to just make a little bit. That's the app I'll normally go to. Okay. Next is an app I've been using more. I've been using this ever since I started working with my manager, is #paid. Basically, there's bigger, better brand deals there, normally within the 2,000, 8,000 range for the amount of followers that I have. And it's companies like Rogers, Go Transit, soaps, Dove, deodorants, anything, right? Anything that you could really think of. It's so random. There's random ones all the time that you can just apply for. And it's kind of, like I said, getting a lottery ticket. Maybe you get choose, maybe you don't. I've gotten choose for a few. I really like it. They are a little more strict, but it's cool. Everything's through this app and this program. There's tons of other ones like this. That's just the only one I've really used, I like to think. I also get a lot of my brand deals through DM. People will DM me or just email me through the email that I have in my bio. Putting an email in your bio is crucial. It is a crucial thing to do if you are trying to get brand deals, trying to get PR. That is how most brands and companies are going to reach you, is through the email in any of your bios. Now, my email is ran by my manager. I get CC'd on everything. I see all the emails. He negotiates all my brand deals. I have 80K, and since I was at 60 to 80, way less probably. Since I was at 30 to now, I get paid in between 1,000 to my biggest brand deal yet has been 8,000, I'm pretty sure. That is normally my range. In between there, every brand's different. Every company's different. I still accept brand deals for $500 if I really want to work with the brand. Every single brand is different. And having a following count, having good engagement is what gets you these brand deals, I find. A lot of them, like I said, is just through my email. So I don't reach out to them. They normally reach out to me. I'm also in College Collectors. Oh, I don't know what it's called. And let's look it up. I don't remember the exact name. So I'm going to find it right now. It is called Her Campus Media. This is something I applied for. There's always good opportunities there. You just apply and hope you get picked. A lot of the brand deals I apply for are on that as well. They also have like a Discord group chat, which is kind of cool if you're more into that, texting with other influencers and stuff. I'm also in that. So that's fun. That's cool. On the back side of things, I want to get into having a manager, what it has brought to the table for me, and how much my manager gets, what he does. So my manager, I'm with Upside Down Talent. They are amazing. I have been with them for about 1.5 years now. It is very connected, which is what I like. I work with Seb. He's awesome. They do so much for me. Basically, I'm in a group chat, and it's me and Seb's my main manager, and then he has like his little assistants, or his assistants, not little, sorry, but his assistants that work for him. And I'm assuming that's kind of how it works. I mean, I don't know the back end of shit, but they work on mine and so many other people's. But there's a group chat where that's how we communicate. So he has access to my email, which is obviously attached to Upside Down Talent in general. And he is definitely more of like on the manager side of things, because I can talk to him about anything. We talk all the time. We text. He always helps me with pretty much anything I need help with. He creates every invoice for me, negotiates all my contracts. He gets my contracts signed, sent back to me, sent back to them. He's normally the one in contact with the brands, which is amazing. Couldn't ask for it any other way. I'm trying to think of anything else. Okay, this is cool. I'm going to show. So I just got one because I've been working with a brand. Obviously, I can't say yet, but I've been working with a brand. And when something happens with a brand, I get So Haley X, the brand. Okay. And then it says, I hope you're having a lovely day. I wanted to send you the brief of whatever the brand is. It says the brand. Underneath, it says content guidelines, the creative brief here. They link the creative brief for me, which amazing. Okay. It gives me the captions, official hashtags, and tags of whatever this brand is trending. Gives me options, not specific ones, but whatnot. Like perfect, right? So all right there. Then it says the scoop. So deliverables, 1 TikTok, 2 TikToks, 3 TikToks, whatever it is. Usage is at 30 days, which you get paid for usage as well. So usage for me normally lands between $2,000, around that. And then exclusivities. Can you work with other brands like this? Most brands have them. Some brands don't, whatever. This one is NA. So there's no exclusivities, which is great. I am American, so I know a lot of other Canadian influencers charge USD as well. It's kind of your choice. It also depends on the brand, but I'm getting this one in USD. So USD, obviously, the rate is higher. You get more in Canadian dollars. So it tells you how much it is for. Concept due. When is this concept due? I normally create my own concepts. I will send them over the ideas that I want, a voice memo, into the group chat, and then they normally create me the exact concept. So for example, do I want this to be a get ready with me? Do I want this to be a voiceover? Do I want this to just be a come with me to blank, right? So whatever I want it to be is normally what it will end up being, as I only like to really work with brands I can genuinely like resonate with, or I like their products. I won't ever do big brand deals. I did one recently that I just was like, didn't resonate with me. And it was kind of like a wake up call of why I don't ever want to do them again. Is I did one for Tinder, which when I was single, I had a Tinder profile. When I turned 18, I was like, well, I can have a dating app now, I guess. So I made a Tinder. I used it never. Literally didn't use it. I made a profile and never went on it. And then I just like had it. So I did a brand deal for Tinder and everything went well, but it was just one of those situations where I was probably like, okay, like maybe let's work with more brands that you can relate to now. Obviously I have a boyfriend, so I don't need to be working with a Tinder, right? It doesn't resonate with me anymore. Okay. It then says contents due. It gives you the date that I have to send it in to the brand. And then live between whatever days it should be posted. And then it also gives you like a little drive to submit your thing. So this obviously wouldn't be the case if I didn't have my manager. He sends me this all. So it's just in my email. I can see it whenever I go to film my content, whatnot, right? Now, some brands are a lot more strict than others, and some brands want you to talk to a certain T, say this, say that. Other brands are like, be as open as you want. One of my favorite brands to work with is Bloom. Their Bloom greens, love, so good. They're also, if it is a paid collab, they're super chill. It's super organic. I can talk about anything I want to talk about, pretty much, as long as it's like peachy, whatnot, but like super chill compared to others. So that's also been super nice. My manager is someone I'm super grateful for. He like has sent me flowers. He's done so much for me, like genuinely so much. Seb, I fucking love you. He is amazing. Honestly, if you are struggling to keep up with everything, I highly suggest. Also, he's brought in so much more income for me. Like I said, I think 90% of the money I have made since I started social media has been through my management. He gets, well, the agency in general gets 20% of everything I get. So if it's a $2,000 brand deal, they get 20% of that. Every single brand deal, no matter what. I don't really negotiate brand deals on my own. Sometimes I'll get the odd DM. I'll just be like, oh, here's my address that I want it shipped to. And that's pretty much how it works. Brands will ask you for your address. They send it to you. Now, for PR, a lot of PR I get is through either DM or links I get sent. And it will be like, oh, fill out this form if you want to get this PR. And then you just fill out the form with your address, your name, and then you get the PR. Lastly, Amazon storefronts, Benables, ShopMy, anything like that. I've started using Amazon storefront a lot more because I didn't realize how much I low-key order from Amazon. So I was like, I need to let my followers know what's up, like where to get this shit. Because I get most of my stuff on Amazon. I've been pretty good at finding like the good shit. I hate when I find stuff that sucks, right? It's always the worst when you order something on Amazon and it's just not what you were expecting. So I always try to like get it pretty bang on. So I started using Amazon storefront. You make, for every $1,000, it's around 100. I think. Let's look. Once again, it's probably shit I should just know off the top of my head, but like I don't. So looking up Haley Jackman storefront. You can too. It's also linked in all my bios. It's linked on all my personal pages on Haley M. Jackman. You can find my Amazon storefront pretty much anywhere, which is really nice. Everything's there, from Boots and Hearts, chai tea. I uploaded every single thing I got in my dorm that I haven't posted about on TikTok. So little sneak peek. It's all there. Like literally, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like everything, like exact to a T, like bang on what I ordered. So that's also kind of sick. What was I going to show? Okay, see reportings. I can tell you, they have it all pretty much analyzed for you, which is cool. Yeah, pretty much every $1,000 is 100 earnings for me. Exactly. That's normally how it works. There's been 30 orders, shipped items 25, returned items 1, shipped items in revenue is 1,000, and then total earnings is 97. So it's pretty bang on. That was a good guess. That was pretty good. That is a little rundown on just like the Amazon storefront set of things for you guys, because I feel like that would help you guys a little bit if you were wondering how the balance works on apps like that. Normally it's only very little if someone buys something, but eventually it adds up, right? So yeah, I feel like making money off of TikTok is something that motivated me a lot. And it's something that pushed me to the point where I wanted it to be my full-time job, and I wanted to do it. I wanted to wake up in the morning and go sit at Starbucks for 4 hours and update my Amazon storefront and post Amazon products. Reach out to brands I love. Tell them how I like their products, whatnot. One thing I am considering is to do with this video, I might add in my link tree somewhere where you guys can download my email and text templates that I send to brands when I reach out to them about getting PR. I know a lot of people ask questions about that. I would put that in my link tree, I believe, for the pod. Maybe on my own even. I'm not sure. Just somewhere that you guys can get those templates and use them. I think that would be very helpful. I remember just using ChatGPT. ChatGPT has also helped me make money off of influencing and social media. Ask it for a caption. Ask it questions. How can I make money off of this? What apps can you make money off of? Ask ChatGPT anything. ChatGPT is something I love using and something that has really helped me. So yeah, I'm going to end it with there because ChatGPT has been my best friend for 4 years. So no other gesture I could end it off on than a positive one, because chat, I don't know what I would do without you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, and watch the full version on YouTube. Peace out, guys.